I like
Very
it so
refreshing.
it's bold.
Yeah.
It's very, we would say, vollmundig, full-mouthy. Huh?
Yeah, full mouthy. That's how.
Full-mouthy. Really?
That's how
Is
people
that a word?
describe me. No.
No. Okay, hello together. Back on the Birtel craft beer channel. We are a small brewery near Basel, Switzerland. This is Richard, our brewmaster. I'm Daniel, and we are sharing our beer and brewery stories with you.
And torturing the brewmaster.
Yeah.
But not today, actually.
Not today, because I thought we gonna taste a Birtel beer for each video, of course. And I've chosen the Rye IPA, which is a seasonal beer at the moment in our brewery.
Good choice.
So I'll open it up.
All right. Get right to it. What's your pour?
Yeah. Take your glass, I have mine.
All right. Just trying to be nice.
So this is gonna be normal. Either it's the brewery that wants something from him or one of the girlfriends. That's the usual thing. Probably I need to cut this out.
Somebody's mad at me. I don't know who
Let's see.
Hello, this is Rich. Hey, Yamash. Not right.
Oh, just give it.
Hold on. Here. I hand you another one.
I think this is gonna be
And we're
be a common thing because you don't think that our studio is up the brewery.
In the brewery, yeah.
In the brewery, yeah. It's astonishing that you can't hear the cooling system
Well,
right
your
now.
acoustic detailing was so thorough.
Actually, it's really loud.
But you know what's really thorough
Wow.
is the delicious taste of this rye IPA.
Yeah, I just have to have another sip, huh? I'm such a fan of this beer.
It's tasting really good. Daniel, do you want to tell them the kind of Birtel history of how this recipe came about? And
Well, actually, I'm always the guy in the brewery that actually I'm not a brewer. I have not a lot of ideas of beer. I just like them. I fell into Birtel, and we had a few years ago huge challenges, and we had to brew most of our beer in another brewery because we ordered a new brew house and it was COVID and it didn't come, and so we had to find a solution to produce. And so I met Matthias Koschare from Altes Tramdepot Bern.
shout out.
Yeah, which I can really how do you say
Recommend.
ja, genau. Müsst ihr mal ins alte Tramdepot Bern. He's a massive, great brewer, and we got in touch, and they had capacities, and we brewed our red ale there. I don't think we had the lager back then, but we brewed our core beers there, and then we come up with seasonal things, and he was the guy brewing a rye ale, and that was so delicious.
Yep. And when I first saw the recipe, I was a little bit shocked because if anyone at home is a home brewer or a professional brewer will know that rye is a very difficult malt to brew with.
Oh yeah, and I was with him there. So actually, I need also to say thank you to Matthias Koschare because he was one of the guys getting me into craft beer. He's a passionate brewer, like you are. He lives beer and craft beer, and I brewed this one with him, and it was an awkward day. He has that old Sam brew house in the restaurant, so it's a tap room. So check again, Altes Tramdepot, and we had a pump, and the beer wasn't going down, so we couldn't. How do you say in English? Läutern?
Vorlauf. Vorlauf.
No, in English.
To clarify, I don't know. That's what we call it.
Läutern?
Louter.
Oh yeah, so we couldn't lauter.
Yeah.
So Matthias was getting another pump to take it from the top,
Yeah.
like a sugar. How you say?
Yeah, like a Hoover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to take it from the and it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, for those of you who are interested, rye is a really kind of unusual grain for brewing because it doesn't react the same way that barley, even wheat or spelt do. It's a very although it doesn't have gluten, it turns very thick when combined with hot water,
I had to clean there. It was a long day.
Which makes the sparging and lautering exceedingly difficult. So this beer took me...
It's like teig. How do you say bread? How do you say
like
teig?
dough. Yeah. And so this was about a 10-hour brew day, I think, for 10 hectoliters of beer. So a very long day.
How much percent we have of rye here?
This is 40% rye.
This is a lot.
A lot of rye. Anything over 10%, it gets pretty tricky. But the very unique thing about rye is it has a very unusual, very pleasant mouthfeel. It's got some spicy, almost fruity notes in the malt base itself, which I think is really, really interesting. I've used it a lot for brewing sour beers and Brett-inspired beers. Yeah, and smaller percentages than this, but I think it contributes it reacts well with the esters during the fermentation. It also reacts really well with hops. I've used it with hoppy beers several times, and when I saw the original recipe, when Daniel was talking about it, I thought it would be much more like a barley wine or a big,
not at all
heavy, strong in alcohol beer. But this one's about 5% alcohol, and it's brewed with Simcoe hops, so it's got a nice kind of grapefruit and a little bit of stone fruit background. That combined with the velvety mouthfeel of the rye.
But it's not strong.
No. But it's a very pleasant, more similar to a West Coast IPA. No haze, but it's got a very nice mouthfeel.
I like
very
it,
refreshing.
so it's bold.
Yeah.
It's very, we would say, vollmundig, full mouthy. Huh?
Yeah, full mouthy. That's
Full
how.
mouthy. Really?
That's how
Is
people
that a word?
describe me. No.
No, okay. So, but I think it's really full mouthy, mouthy whatsoever. And I had customers coming back to ask, "Hey, are you gonna do the rye ale again?" And so we done it 2 years ago, which was a good batch. But this one, I think, is it's not that on the oily side. We had the first batch with Matthias was like olive oil in a glass. I mean, it was so thick.
Yeah.
And it looked like it was really sexy to pour in.
Mm-hmm,
You know, it gives that feeling of.
Yep.
However, this one is a bit easier, and it's very sessionable.
Yeah, very.
I mean, you
very.
can drink it very easily.
And I think it's a great one for people who like hoppy beers. Although it's got a lot of hop character, it doesn't have a lot of bitterness at all. Very easy drinking. It's only late edition Simcoe, like 4 grams per liter in the whole recipe, but a ton of hop character, a ton of really interesting contribution from the malt. And if you like hoppy beers, it's one to kind of break the repetition of hazy or West Coast. It's something kind of new.
Yeah. So it's right now you get it in the online store. You can get it via email, of course. You see it, how we say, in the description below.
Yeah, somewhere
there. You can order it at the moment. It's a seasonal beer. We always mark that on our bottles. We have like 3 ranges. We have the core beers. We have the specials, which come and they go, basically. And then we have the seasonals, where the idea is they come each year again.
Yeah.
And the rye is such a good autumn beer, how I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's,
Drink your way through those shorter days.
Get your Rye IPA, and cheers. Thank you so much for this good beer.
That's so good.
Actually, it's really good.
Yeah, it's